If we can look at the Apple earnings, and very much the focus is on what's going to happen in September when they introduce the next generation of their iPhone 16 with Apple Intelligence. There's a lot riding on this refresh cycle. Could the market be disappointed? What are you expecting?
I think that's going to be a very important quarter, and especially if you look at the earnings, Apple Intelligence has been mentioned several times. In fact, Tim Cook started with it, and there is a lot riding to it. And it is not that it will drive the sales or anything. What we believe is the key role of Apple Intelligence will be to add more stickiness to the overall Apple ecosystem, which is already very solid. So I think that is very, very important. And I think the second key thing that we got from the earnings is Apple mentioned that there will be a staggered launch for the Apple Intelligence. They are not in a rush or hurry to drive it just in the one quarter. So we believe that it will be a mix of, let's say, a couple of quarters and then slow expansion into different geographies. There was special mention of Europe and China, where Tim Cook mentioned that they are working with the regulatory bodies to make sure that these Apple Intelligence features comes to this country faster than ever before. But Apple Intelligence remains a very key part of the overall Apple strategy. That is quite evident now.
In terms of China and the artificial intelligence, they're going to have to sign on with a local provider. Lots of expectations that it could potentially be Baidu. What kind of partnership would it look like, and what have you heard?
Yeah, so there are a lot of rumors floating about it, and I think if you look at from the overall scenario, Baidu looks like a very close partnership from the Apple's perspective. I think it will not be very different from what we have seen in the past when it comes to the getting in a partnership with a local player. Apple did it for their server over there when it comes to the data storing of Apple products and services. But the key point here is the Apple experience, because Apple Intelligence is based on two things, like one is on device and one is on cloud, right? So one thing that will be very key is how this particular experience in China, when it opens up, maybe once they have a partnership in place, how will that drive the overall experience in terms of the user? Because remember, it is not a native English-speaking country. You need to tweak a lot of things in the mainland China, and that is why the difference will be entirely different. The other thing is the competition is also catching up. This is one area in China where competitors have already started their journey on the AI space. We have seen players like Xiaomi, even Oppo, Vivo, Honor. They have already made some progress on this. But Apple has an advantage in the premium space where the closest competitor is Huawei. And Huawei still, with their sanctions and all, they're not up in the AI space in a big way from the devices perspective. So that's a bit of lead for Apple over there in the premium space. But again, like I said, all things will be boiled down to the partnership they do in China, and at the same time, the kind of experience the Apple iPhones especially will be there for that iPhone users in China. So that will be a key metric to keep an eye on.